to believe that version of ourselves. I can show up with that glass of champagne, but I also have to believe it. That's, I think, where we get lost in that reinvention and like terms like manifestation or showing up as our best self. Like, we have to also put the action, and there has to be a belief system ingrained in us as well. And that's where I find the biggest challenge.
Yeah, it is tough. I think there's a few things. I think number one, first and foremost, just constantly like reiterating it to yourself, right? Like,
Mm-hmm.
this is how I choose to show up today. Like, it is a daily practice. It's just like going to the gym. It's like doing anything. You can't go once and expect to have the body of your dreams or be stronger, right? You've got to continue to do it and work it like a muscle and practice.
Mm-hmm.
So in the beginning, it does feel a little bit weird because you're like, I'm choosing to believe that this is going to work out for me. And you're like, well,
Yeah.
how do I know? Like, I don't have the evidence, I don't have the proof. But the more you do that, the more you start to see, like, it actually does start to manifest, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like for example, I believe that I get everything that I want in life. I believe that money flows to me easily. I believe that I can have healthy love, right? Whatever it is that you're choosing to lock into, you've got to continuously almost like brainwash yourself of that in a positive way. And then I think secondly, it's who you talk to. The
Mm.
conversations that you are having, if you are constantly talking to people who think negatively, who are coming from a place of lack, who feel like nothing ever works out for them, you're going to start to feel like, well, maybe she's right, or maybe he's right. Like, maybe this is the way the world is. Maybe, money doesn't grow on trees, or
Yeah.
I'm not going to ever find love, or, whatever those things that we hear from people, right? Like, so depending on what it is, that you want to manifest and bring into your life, like, I encourage people to like just surround yourself with people who are either doing it or believe that they can do it.
I 1,000% agree with you. I mean, a community of like-minded individuals is, I think, probably one of the most underrated things that we can bring into our life. But so many of us are surrounded by people that aren't growing with us. And that is also a challenge. And that is part of a reinvention. That is, I think, one of the harder parts to take on, is because, like, you don't want to just cast off people in your life because they don't believe the same way as you. But sometimes you outgrow relationships.
Oh, totally, 100%. And, a good way to notice this is if you have a conversation with that person and you were in a really good mood, right? Before you got on the phone with them or saw them, and you feel yourself, your energy is getting depleted. You start to
Yeah.
second guess yourself. You start to feel that drain. That's how I know. I'm like, all right, this person is unable to hold that kind of conversation with me. Or maybe even
Mhm.
worse, this person really needs to just be like eliminated from my life. And, I think people hear that, like, and they think you have to cut people out violently. And it's not really
Yeah.
like, you can lean out of relationships, right? You can answer the phone less. You can decline the dinner dates or whatever it is. And it doesn't have to be like this dramatic fight or, anything that's like going to completely like hurt someone else. But I think you do have a right to surround yourself with the people that lift you up and make you feel good. And I don't think you should feel guilty for that.